Welcome to Fanboys Live and the Retro Review. Hey guys, what has two legs and lives off of beetles?
I got nothing.
Yoko Ono.
It's true.
He doesn't get it.
Oh.
The greatest DC comic show on YouTube has found its way to your viewing pleasure. Welcome to Fanboys Live and the Retro Review. We're going to start out by, on behalf of Tim the Comic Collector, who's not here, I'm Ryan Magic Lasso, welcoming you to the show, along with Signature King, Tony Fett. Hello, Tony.
Hello.
And hello to Comic Food 2814.
Hello again.
Both of which will soon be referred to as the defendants.
Awesome.
You all know what you did. Yes.
Yeah, I know.
I probably did it, but
you did so many things you don't even know which one you did.
I know what I did.
You have to specify.
Not I. I know what we did.
Yes, what we did. The other defendant is too guilty to come here tonight, even show his face tonight.
Which one did we do again?
You know, Tony.
You know what you did. You know where you posted at, and you know what you said.
We might have made
look at that. Oh, I don't remember.
No, you have to be more specific. I smack talk all day. You got to narrow it down, man.
Christy, we got problems, and you're going to have to take care of them. Welcome to the stream tonight. It's great to have you here as the first one into the live
is it
chat.
the Wonder Woman red foil one? Yeah, you didn't get one?
Hey, Jedi Farce, what are you doing? I could still get one. They're still for sale. They're not sold out.
I was so afraid it was going to sell out. I was so afraid.
You were? Did you
Yeah,
buy one for me in case it did sell out that I would have one?
No. I did not.
And Exhibit A.
Hey, I admit it. I totally admit it.
Hey,
hello to Joey Vegas.
When we requested the Wonder Woman foil, we on your behalf, it was out of kindness.
And then what did they do?
They made a Wonder Woman foil.
What else did they do?
They had his favorite Wonder Woman sign it, and then they put a $500 price tag on it.
Oh my God!
What else did they do? Because that wasn't enough of my money to have to take. What else did they do?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
They made another cover, another exclusive cover.
Oh, did they?
Yes.
2, Virgin and trade dress. But I will say that the art on that is pretty awesome.
I think I'm just going to get the Virgin variant. I don't think I'm going to get the trade.
For all you know,
I mean, I'd be happy with whatever I can get. Yeah.
I have screenshotted everything.
Did you get any of them?
I have screenshotted everything. When I get something, your credit card will know.
Hey, if we have to buy all these foils, you've got it too. You know, we're in this together.
Any of your foils $500? Were any of your foil? Have you even? Well, who might have? Have you guys spent $500 total with that company?
No.
Total? No, not even close. I don't even know. Okay, so $500. You're gonna get a bunch of points from that, though. So that's good. You're gonna get like the Virgin variant.
Carter, you know.
I wanted to, but I couldn't justify $500 for Linda Carter. I couldn't do it.
Speaking of not Linda Carter, but another autograph that's tough to get that ties into DC Comics. I don't know, Tony, if you've heard this or not. Michelle Pfeiffer is doing a private signing.
What?
She's not doing it with CGC. It's a different company. I think it's Celebrity Authentic. She's doing it. Michael Keaton and Michelle Pfeiffer are both doing signings.
I knew the Michael Keaton one. Yeah.
Do you know how much Michelle Pfeiffer's sick? Now, keep in mind, she is a very tough to get autograph. Always has been. Her entire career, she's been a tough autograph to get. Do you know how much her signature is?
It's got to be up there, 750 at least.
No, it's lower than that. She is not Margot Robbie priced.
$500.
little bit lower.
$450.
Four for just Michelle Pfeiffer's $400. Now, if you want it personalized, if you want an inscription, if you want a character name, that's all extra.
Do these people really need it? I mean, don't they realize these are fans of their work? These are the people that
made their career.
Like, why?
No, we're in the midst of a strike right now. They can't afford payments on their island in French Polynesia.
Right. Oh, it's just so. Oof.
Yeah, I agree. $400 is too steep.
So I kind of found this by accident because I was looking and I saw that Robin Wright, who we know from the Wonder Woman movies, she played Antiope. And quite honestly, she did a damn good job as Antiope, considering how little she was in the movie. She made a pretty good impression, I thought. She's doing a private signing. So I was looking at her and I'm like, is there enough money is there enough money? And the answer is no, there's not even enough money for Robin Wright at this point. Even though this week I found out, do you guys remember just recently we had these big mega millions, was it? Mega Millions lotto. I mean, like that was like billions of dollars.
Yeah.
I was a winner. I did not hit the jackpot, but it was the most money I've ever gotten off of a single lottery ticket in my life.
What was that? Enough to get you a Linda Carter signature?
No, 50. I was at $50. Hey, that's better than a dollar winner. That's 50 times better than a dollar winner.
All right. Well, congrats.
But there's no money for Robin Wright. There's no money for Michelle Pfeiffer, who I need 2 autographs from. Not 1, 2.
How much was Michael Keaton charging?
And then next week, BTC is coming out with the 3rd foil variant signed by Linda Carter and Gal Gadot both.
I might have to mortgage my house for that one.
And that's why they are the defendants. The other one who's in it up to his eyeballs wouldn't even show up to the show tonight.
Hey man, I admit it. I got no shame. If I gotta spend money, I'm gonna drag as many as you can down with me.
You didn't have to spend $500 though on one book.
Trust me, I would have loved to, but
when I saw that they posted the Wonder Woman foil, I was laughing my butt off. I'm like, we knew it was gonna happen, but when it finally did, I was just laughing. And then when I dug into the post and I saw the $500 for the signature, and it was Linda Carter, I was like, oh no, I kind of feel bad now. Like it went from funny to
That's what happens when you take a joke too far.
Hey,
people have to pay the price, literally.
Yeah. Hey man, better you than me.
Better than me.
Did I or did I not? Let the record show. Let the record show. Did I or did I not ask for your points to BTC? Both of you.
I gave you a $5 off coupon.
No, you did not ask.
You got a $500 off coupon?
$5.
He did post it in the chat.
You did post it in the chat. Not $500. I mean, you did post it though. You said I have a $5,
and he posted
the link.
The link took me to BTC. It just took me to the page.
Right, and it will give you $5 off.
Oh yeah, you have to put it in the cart and check out.
Yeah. Wonderful. I got that for the one that's coming up for sale this upcoming week. Then
not if I use it.
Just gonna screenshot and buy something.
Tony's gonna snipe your $5
discount. He would snipe my $5 discount.
That would be the ultimate form of domestic terrorism.
Les is all set to purchase it, and he comes up $5 short. I may sell out.
And I got 2.
And he's got 2.
Mm-hmm. I saved $5 on a $70 purchase.
What's going on news-wise, Tony Fett? Blue Beetle, I bet, is dominating everything. How did that do in the box office? I didn't even have a chance to check.
You want to know? Look at some of the numbers.
Yeah.
It did not do as good as Shazam 2.
Really?
Yep. It was about $10 million shy of Shazam.
The way I understand it, Fu, you have not seen the movie, correct?
I have not.
I have not seen the movie. Tony has seen the movie. Hello to Kenneth Bird. Good to see you here tonight.
And I thought the trailer looked good.
Okay.
I agree. The trailer looked awesome.
Okay, Tony, without really giving us a bunch of spoilers, thoughts and comments.
Not as good as I hoped. 6
Why?
out of 10, maybe.
Why?
In the trailers, and even when you read about the synopsis, it tells you that the villain is this, but that's not true. That is not true.
Okay. It's kind of like the Wonder Woman 84, a bait and switch. You think Cheetah's going to be the main villain, but she isn't.
Yeah, that's true. There's a bait and switch. There are some things I absolutely loved about the movie, and I'm not going to spoil it. Oh, for anyone going to see this movie who hasn't seen it yet, there are 2 end credit scenes.
So you have to sit through everything.
Yes, the first one is story related. It's worth a watch. The second one is fun. Stupid. It doesn't do anything. It's just funny. So you at least see the first one.
So I have seen some other reviews from like DC Comics fans on Instagram who are also on our YouTube comic community.
I've saw seen one on YouTube. It was Variant Comics or something like that.
I saw Burke Family give it a 10 out of 10.
There's no way. In my
the
opinion,
review I saw was very positive. They really liked it.
So where's your disconnect, Tony? Where is your disconnect with these other DC fans?
I don't know if I can say it on your channel.
Okay.
I don't want to get you in trouble, but there's a lot of the political current atmosphere in the movie.
So it's a woke movie.
It's pretty woke.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty safe. It's pretty woke. America bad. You get vibes, but it takes place in America, so I question like why, whatever, But I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some things that were just super cool. A lot of old school Blue Beetle, Ted Cord stuff. There's a couple cool shots where if you pay attention to like the city skyline, you have Ted Cord Tower, and the distance you see, Queen Consolidated. You'll see a LexCorp. You'll see a Wayne Tower.
So this doesn't take place in Chicago?
I think it takes place in Florida, if I'm not. There's a ton of palm trees. I imagine it was Florida, but George Lopez's character was annoying. I thought he's a nice actor. He's talented, but like I don't know why his character is just not cool. It felt very forced. Like you will like George Lopez. But yeah, 6 out of 10. It's not the worst DC movie. It's not.
So how did it do in the box office? Was it number 1?
It did not beat Barbie.
Oh, Barbie's still
on top.
Well, I think Barbie's done well, right?
Barbie's done. Barbie has done well, even pre-pandemic levels. It's done that well.
Yeah.
I don't think anything's gonna come close to Barbie.
Is it 2?
It's 2. It's number 2.
Okay.
But like I said, it did not beat Shazam 2 or Flash. So.
Ew.
So if they're saying, "Oh, it's a success," and they said Shazam and Flash were failures, but they beat Blue Beetle.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think that the actor they got to play Blue Beetle was a cool dude. I think he totally fits. There's one thing I wanted them to do so bad, and they didn't do it. Is we all know this is a young Jaime Reyes, college-aged Blue Beetle, and I thought the coolest thing that they could have done is he gets a text message from someone like Ronnie Raymond, just reading it, and it says on his phone, Ronnie Raymond, like, "Hey, bro, like, what's going on? Hey, I saw the news, high five," something like that, where they don't have to hire an actor. You know what I mean? It's just a text message. I thought that would be so cool, just to tease me with another character. And that's another thing. They don't really tease any character in here. There's nothing. Well, they call Batman a fascist a bunch of times, but
I heard that.
I mean, they say Superman's a hero, but that's it. They don't really talk about any character, and there's no mention of, at least with Shazam, at the end they gave you that the end of Shazam where they had the Superman, but
So how is Batman a fascist? Like, do they?
They kept saying it. Batman's a fascist because he beats up minorities.
What?
Yeah. Yep. Oh. Batman's a fascist. They cut that part out of the movie though. That was in the trailer. In the trailer, he says Batman's a fascist because he beats up minorities. In the movie, they say Batman's a fascist. And the Spanish, I did. I could hear. I don't know Spanish, but I heard a Spanish broadcast in the background, and all I hear is blah 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 blah. Bruce Wayne, blah 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 blah. So it is confusing in the timeline because I don't know where this is supposed to fit. Because James Gunn said that Blue Beetle, the actor, the character, will appear again, but the rest of the cast won't.
So is this part of like the Snyderverse or the Gunverse or something? I don't know, but just off on its own?
They've established that the Flash, Batman, and Superman are all heroes already, going out and doing their thing. So,
okay.
So I'm confused. Maybe that's part of the plan. I have no idea, but yeah, not my favorite movie. 6 out of 10. Yeah, the family was pretty cool. The actor who played Victoria Cord, I don't know her name. She's the famous actress, the old one, red hair. I don't know.
Well, that's a shame. I will still watch it.
Yeah, I recommend still going to see it.
Yeah, there's just so little out. Like this weekend, I was sitting here just doing like data entry all weekend. Like I wish I had something good to watch, to keep me busy while I'm typing in stuff, and nothing. There's just nothing coming out.
Yeah, I still recommend it. I like the Blue Beetle. I think it's about time he got some big screen time. But I don't know. It's not for me. But I know I'm in the minority. A lot of people like it, which I don't understand.
Batman might come and get you.
Yeah, Batman's a fascist. I never understood that. Batman's a fascist. His biggest villains are white.
Weird. So weird.
Let's say hello to a few people who've joined us in the chat since we've acknowledged last. Paul S. is going to here for a moment, going to catch us on the rewind. Appreciate that. I did not know that the original Volume 1 is coming out in a facsimile. That's cool. I know that Wonder Woman #1 Volume 2, the George Perez reboot, that is coming out as a facsimile for the second time, but there will also be a foil edition and a blank cover edition. I knew that was coming, but I didn't know the Volume 1 is coming. I'm really happy about that. So that's cool. Say hello to the Jackson Roy Kirk. We popped up some of his comments about seeing the movie as well. Hello to James Warlord, who's here. Unruly Simeon and Loki are watching us tonight. We always appreciate that. And I collect a lot of too.
Yeah, the whole gang's here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was 6 out of 10. I still recommend it. Go see it. It's DC. I'll see anything, to be honest with you. Someone could say it was 0 out of 10. I'd still go see it. Because now I got to know.
Mm-hmm. Well, I saw Birds of Prey, and it can't be that bad.
It is not Birds of Prey bad.
Good.
It is not Birds of Prey bad. Catwoman bad. I'd rather go see Catwoman than Birds of Prey, to be honest with you.
I'm talking Halle Berry Catwoman.
Yeah, I'm well aware.
Right.
I'd rather watch someone shave a cat and glue the fur to their face.
Now you're giving them ideas.
Yeah, that movie was awful, but yeah, go see Blue Beetle. Everybody go see it. It's worth it. I'd still go see it.
Okay. Any other news going on that you want to talk about?
Yes, James Gunn has teased several characters he's about to announce.
Okay.
Let me know who you guys think. Nightwing. Number one. What do you think the number one character he's about to announce?
Nightwing.
Not even close. Too high on the tier.
I got it. Ambush Bug.
It does start with an A, but it's not Ambush Bug.
Amazing Man.
Nope.
Amazo.
Nope. Animal Man.
He's so clever. Like I'm sorry. Like it's getting kind of lame. They're just like picking like these random characters that nobody's like cares about or has heard of.
He also confirmed Aztec Man.
Get out of here! Really?
The Ultimate Man will be appearing very soon. And here's one that surprised the heck out of me. I didn't even know it was even considered. The Batman Who Laughs will be making his movie debut.
That actually doesn't surprise me. Yeah. That character's picked up some traction, though.
Yes. Not surprising, especially with the New Gods movie, Big Barda. That makes sense to me. Bad character in my opinion, but Catman will be making some kind. I imagine these lower tier characters will be in some kind of like Suicide Squad movie, so he can kill them.
and that's my fear. It almost seems like he's like, from everything Gunn has done so far, it's been more of kind of like making a joke of the DCU.
Yeah,
like I don't know.
The Creeper, Detective Chimp. I like this one. Jessica Cruz confirmed, but he doesn't say what project.
How are you going to put Jessica Cruz in there if you haven't like introduced the Green Lanterns and the like? There's so much to get into to properly do Jessica Cruz. Like,
yeah. Etrick and the Demon, awesome.
Yeah, that's good.
Ghostmaker, I don't care for Ghostmaker. That's a relatively new character. Starro, but he's already done Starro. Remember, this is a new universe. He can do whatever he wants. Kite Man.
Same as the Suicide Squad universe?
I have no idea. I don't know. Kite Man. Or maybe they're going to bring Starro back because one of the little face hugger things lived. That makes sense to me. Clarion the Witch Boy. There's got to be some kind of Justice League Dark thing happening.
Yeah.
Knight and Squire.
Well, that's cool. Why doesn't he go off and do all these characters and just let somebody else handle, the Justice League then?
No idea. Bizarro Superman, which I can understand. One of Superman's big bad guys. That makes sense to me. Metaron, a.k.a. Metarog.
Metarog.
Yeah, Metarog. The God of Knowledge will be making his movie debut, which is cool. Mr. Miracle, basically all the new gods. Mongol, confirmed. Which is pretty cool. Necron, we knew about, we talked about. So this, it feels good. I like that. It's a Green Lantern guy. Nubia will be making a movie debut. Who's the new Green Lantern? That kid, Soljaner or whatever. Is that her name?
Yeah.
Anyway, her.
Yeah.
I don't really care for her, but whatever. OMAC, which they just did. They just did OMAC. I can't really say why. I don't want to spoil it, but they just did OMAC. You'll figure it out. Orion makes sense. The New Gods. Plastic Man, he already confirmed. The Question, that's cool. I like The Question. That's got to be some kind of noir thing. Ragdoll and Cheshire. No Rag Man. Vandal Savage.
Why not Blue Devil?
Maybe there's a Blue Devil in here. I don't know.
I'm just waiting for Section 8.
Mogo. Yeah, right. Mogo.
Cool.
Yeah. Starman. The Jack Knight version of Starman. Static. Very cool. And those are the ones that they're going to announce hopefully soon. Because that's a good segue into the next article that I have here. If I could bring it up here, it's all the way up at the top. I'm at the bottom. Warner Brothers pressures James Gunn to include more characters in Superman Legacy. Jeez, why?
Because we already have a DC movie, and you got to pack in as many characters as possible.
We already have Mr. Terrific, we have Guy Gardner, we have Hawkgirl, we have, of course, Superman, we have Lois Lane. Who else do we have? I forget who we got.
Don't we have a Perry White or a Jimmy Olsen?
It doesn't say, or at least they didn't cast. I forget. They've already announced a whole bunch of people. Jeez. I forget who they added.
Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, Nathan Fillion is Guy Gardner. Yeah. But yeah, they're gonna. I'm not to say they're gonna shove all of those characters in the movie. I bet one or two of them are gonna come and be part of that movie. But yeah.
I want to say hi real quick to I Collect a Lot, who's joined us as well.
Hello, sir. And another part. This isn't really news, but I found it funny. So your Vertigo, or not your astrology sign dictates what character you are. And I'm a Virgo. I got Batgirl, but they didn't do a cool version of Batgirl. They did an Alicia Silverstone version of Batgirl.
So, okay. At least you're not the canceled movie Batgirl.
Yeah, right? Yeah, at least this one made it.
What's Taurus?
Taurus. When's Taurus? I don't even know when it is.
Into April, into May.
April into May. Taurus. April, May. Gosh, Catwoman, Michelle Pfeiffer. Oh, perfect. Very cool. Guess what they did for Aries? Aries.
Imagine that.
Little on the nose.
Groundbreaking.
Yes. The Flash is for Gemini. Batman is Cancer. I don't know why they did that. Joker is a Leo. We did Virgo. Wonder Woman is a Libra. Scorpio is Green Lantern. Sagittarius is Harley Quinn. Capricorn is Blue Beetle. Aquarius is Aquaman. Pisces is Superman. So there you have it. Now you can know what your favorite character is based off of your zodiac sign. But as for news, the only other article I was able to come across was the Amber Heard, I guess, is getting a comic based off of her version of Mira.
What?
Yep. Aquaman 2, Amber Heard's Mira look teased a new tie-in comic book cover for Aquaman 2, The Trench. It's exactly Amber Heard. There's no doubt about it. But her outfit
was she
is not
pooping on the bed?
Yeah, that's what it is. Gabriel Del Otto, virgin variant of her just blasting a poop right on the bed. No, it instead of green, I don't know why they did this. They made her outfit like really blue. Which I guess makes sense. You blend in with the ocean, sure.
I've seen a green outfit and a red outfit for her, but not blue.
Like super blue, like the sky. So, but are you guys gonna see Aquaman? I'm gonna see Aquaman. My wife wants to see Aquaman. I don't know if that's good. I don't know if I should.
When's that come out?
That's
right?
Christmas. Yeah, I think it's Christmas. But yeah, some people are saying that Jason Momoa might be playing Lobo. What do you guys think? I say no. I don't think so.
I think he's too tied into the Aquaman.
Yeah.
I think people have associated him too much with Aquaman.
That, and I think it's too on the nose, like,
yeah,
personality-wise, like, he kind of gives off Lobo vibes, from what I understand, so it'd be too similar. But yeah, I agree. He's going to be, hopefully he continues to be Aquaman. I thought he was a great Aquaman. And he's a good actor. I like him. And he's from Iowa, so that's kind of cool. That's it. That's all I got for news. Relatively slow news day.
Cool.
One other thing. The alleged new Batman has red hair.
He's a ginger.
Yeah. Nothing's been cast officially. It's just speculation that he's probably going to be Batman. They can't. I mean, obviously they're just going to dye it. But hey, red hair Batman, pretty cool.
Hmm.
Anybody got anything else? Any cool comic book news?
don't have anything else. How about you guys?
No.
Okie dokie.
No. Ready for the retro review.
Yeah. I just realized too, I forgot to send you guys my link for the assist for my book. So I'll let someone else go first.
I gotta pull my book
I can go.
So we're doing Blue Beetle tonight to tie in with the movie, and we're all picking a Blue Beetle story tonight. And Fu, do you want to go first?
Sure.
Okay. Tell us about the story that you picked.
So originally, I was going to go with a few issues back. This is the 2007 Blue Beetle, or I guess 2006 volume. I was going to pick, I think it's like issue 10 or maybe it's even 12, actually, that introduces the Reach, the alien kind of force that comes to Earth. They're ultimately responsible for his tech and all. But in going through that, I couldn't pass up issue 14 here because it's a Guy Gardner story. So I knew it was going to be fun as soon as I saw this cover, and I decided I'd do 14 here. So again, this is very shortly after Blue Beetle has come into contact with the Reach, and well, the story starts off here. He has come to learn that the Reach, they showed up to Earth presenting themselves as friendly, there to share their technology and whatnot. And he has learned, though, that that's not actually the case. They're actually here to infiltrate Earth, enslave us, and basically he can see with his Blue Beetle tech, he can see things that they have phased out of, like kind of the light that we can see, right? But he can see their plans, and so that's kind of how he knew what was going on. And yes, they're experimenting on humans and that sort of thing. So he's kind of figuring out what to do, but at the same time, you got to keep in mind he's just a high school student, so he's also got midterms he's dealing with. So he's got a lot on his plate. And to make matters just that much more fun, Guy Gardner shows up. And whenever Guy shows up, there's going to be a little bit of a brawl. And that's exactly what we get here. They just immediately go into it. The Blue Beetle tech immediately fires on Guy Gardner. And they immediately get into it. And you can see much of this issue is just them fighting back and forth. Kind of getting a feel for each other's powers. It's very clear that Jaime has very little control still over the Beetle suit. It's kind of like controlling him, and he's noticing it is actively going to war with the Green Lantern here. So they get back to this barbecue, this picnic, I guess, at his house, and he's got to kind of play it off like, hey guys, trying to get his family to get out of there because he knows that Guy Gardner's on the way. And but it's too late because Guy shows up at the door and his mom answers and he's like, hey, this guy wants to talk to you. And again, the Blue Beetle suit immediately takes action and just fires on Gardner. So kind of gives it up here. His family sees what's going on. His mom's all upset at him at first, but then she goes full mama bear when she sees Guy Gardner with the giant green fist behind his back here. So regardless of what her son may have done, she's ready to protect him. And at that point, Guy kind of calms down, and they're able to finally settle down and discuss exactly why he's there. And he was just kind of there to see the Blue Beetle, introduce himself, and talk about the suit that he's got, right? And so in doing so, they get to talking, and Blue Beetle decides he wants to show him he's going to need help dealing with the Reach. And so he's going to take Guy Gardner to the South Pole where they have their secret base and show him what's there. Of course, at this point, Guy Gardner begins to tell this story about how the Guardians way back when were at war with the Reach, and they basically hit a stalemate and drew a truce where basically both sides agreed they'll keep to their own sectors of space. This is like a common story in Green Lantern, where if the Guardians aren't able to fully take control, what they'll do is they'll reach a treaty for a truce, and they'll agree not to invade each other's space. And in that way, over many millennia, they can keep the peace. And that is also the case here with the Reach. So part of this is if the Reach are here trying to cause trouble with Earth, at that point, they've broken the treaty and the Green Lanterns will get involved. But if they haven't done that, the Green Lanterns really can't do much. So Guy's here to investigate. And jumping here, you can see Blue Beetle, Jaime can see the hidden base here, but Guy Gardner cannot. It's only visible through the Blue Beetle tech. So Jaime's kind of telling him what he's seeing and all, and that's when these like killer penguins like attack them. And yeah, it's great. The Reach are using these penguins as guard dogs. And at that point, Guy Gardner's realized, yeah, something really is up here. So they defend against them. And then who shows up but the Ultra Humanite? So again, keep in mind, the Reach have this treaty. So they can't fight with the Green Lanterns directly or let their plot be known just yet. So effectively what they're doing is they're bringing in hired help. Okay, so they got these penguins, and now they've got the Ultra Humanite as well, who is acting as essentially their hired hand. And the Ultra Humanite is this super intelligent being, I guess. He can control people through his mind, and he's put his body into this like white gorilla, basically. But he's also a hologram. He's got all this tech. Shows up then, and he's fighting them. But and he's quite effective because he's actually able to create this like mental strobe effect in their brain that effectively paralyzes these guys and makes them go blind, so that he's able to attack and they're not able really to defend themselves. And so that's what's happening. And he's kind of taking his time now. You can see he brings this big rock up and he's ready to finish off Guy Gardner, which again, I guess could be effective if he's distracted. He doesn't have his the ring's protection on. I suppose that could be effective, but at that point, Jaime gets control again, hits him in the back, giving Guy Gardner enough time to come to his senses again, and you can see he hits him, broke his concentration, and he's able to then hit him, and at that point, it's a brawl, and Guy's gonna win a brawl. So they are effective in taking out Ultra Humanite. The Reach show up, and they're like, hey, no illegal facilities here. We got nothing to do with this. The treaty is still on, and Guy can't argue because he just doesn't have enough evidence. He clearly knows what's going on, but he doesn't have the proof yet to go ahead and take action. So they kind of call it a day there. The Reach give kind of a hidden little like threat on their way out, and but they take off. At that point, Guy Gardner and Jaime, effectively they're friends now. They got past their little battle. They worked it out. And, well, that's the end of this story. So it's just a nice little one-off here. Again, continuing to introduce some of the Reach. And the next issue, we're going to see Blue Beetle get introduced to Superman. So, again, very early on in his career as Blue Beetle. But I thought this was a fun one.
Very cool.
All right. On to you, Tony.
We'll say hello to Super Russ 9000. How you doing?
You know it, Joe.
That's true.
So Joe, why did you pick this?
I'll show you at the end. The end is kind of why I picked this. It just gives, in my opinion, it gives kind of like Blue Beetle a different kind of light, especially the Scarab. I mean, because from what we know about the Scarab, that it's alien technology, and that's not the case in this. And we'll get to it. We'll get to it. I don't want to spoil it because it's kind of unique. Puts a wrinkle in your brain. So I'm going to skip that part of the intro because there's some spoilers in there. So we cut to the Reyes family. Jaime Reyes' sisters out with a friend. She's telling her mom that she's going to Tina's house after school, but they have to be back by a certain time. Jaime's like, listen, I got to go too. I'm going to be super late. Going with my friends. As he's walking to school, his friends know who he's the Blue Beetle. And as it seems like one of the cool things that they do is they like to try to make the scarab come out, which would totally happen with me and my group of friends if I knew one of them was a superhero. Or, if they got angry and they tore into the Hulk, like, heck yeah, I'm going to make the Hulk come out. That'll be awesome. So he receives a phone call, and it's Ted Cord. And he says, hey, man, super bad timing. I'm on my way to school. And he's like, listen, we cannot wait. We got to handle this now. Bigger things will happen if we don't. So he hangs up the phone. He's like, listen, you guys go to school. I got to link up with Ted Cord, and we got to take care of something, I guess. So they zip over to the local coffee shop where it is being held hostage by what looks like the Foot Clan from the Ninja Turtles. And there they are in the bug up top. And they can see that the bad guys had written "Bring Blue Beetle" into the street. So Blue Beetle is indulging the request. He zips down there. Immediately, the Foot Clan starts beating up civilians and the Blue Beetle. And he's struggling to take control of the situation. Even the Scarab is having a hard time keeping up, but eventually his strength prevails, and he quickly figures out that there's some kind of like robots. Because when you punch them real hard, they just kind of explode into pieces. Ted Cord says he thinks he might know what the technology is. Jaime Reyes is able to get the civilians out of there while Ted Cord rains death from above with missiles. So that's pretty cool. So they get back to Blue Beetle headquarters, and Jaime's like, listen, I got to take off. I'm late for school. And Ted is kind of watching him. And in the background, you hear a very familiar voice as Ted Cord is watching, Jaime Reyes kind of take off. And it says, Theodore Cord. I am Dr. Fate. And he's like, oh, I know exactly who you are. And Dr. Fate says, you believe the Blue Beetle's scarab to be xenotechnology. That is a lie. You are playing with magic that you don't understand. And we kind of leave on a cliffhanger with Victoria Cord. So that's pretty cool.
Awesome. Hey, Tony, for my assist, I sent you a link on Instagram. I'm sorry that I was so late in doing that. I meant to do that and just totally forgot until the show was in progress. So
let me pull that up.
So for my review tonight, I picked it based on, I was looking through some different covers. I knew I wanted to do a Jaime Reyes Blue Beetle story, and I hadn't read a lot of them. And I thought, I just started looking through covers, and I saw this cover, and I said, well, I have to do this one because it's Giganta, and I love Giganta so much. And so this is issue 19.
That's just a couple issues past where the one I did.
Oh, cool. So we got Giganta there, Blue Beetle, and we're going to get started in today's story. We start out with a really awesome splash page. And we got Jaime, and he and Peacemaker. They are fighting each other. So check out that splash page. Doing a little hero practicing. And Jaime thinks that he's got one up on Blue Beetle, but Blue Beetle, with one little finger, hits him and, essentially takes him down. And Peacemaker says, well, I did it by pressure point. It's one of 67 on the human body. And their friend Tim's like, is he going to be okay? And he's like, yeah, he's going to be fine. It's just a lesson he needs to learn. So then they hear this big boom, this big explosion far off in the distance, and they realize that it is La Dama's joint. So La Dama is this crime boss, and it's her mansion, and so they're heading there. And there's also a little tie to La Dama, and that is Brenda, who is a friend of theirs. And we cut over to Brenda, and she's coming to Jaime's home, and they answer the door. Bell's broken. You got to knock. So she knocks, and then they're like, Hector, Paco's assistant is here. And she's like, Paco's what? And they're like, well, Jaime did say you'd find us fast. A dog with a bone, he said. They said, hey, I heard you almost got eaten by a squirrel. And she's like, a squirrel? And he's like, yeah, in space, a space squirrel, the mother boxes incident, referencing a previous story. And she's like, well, they really weren't squirrels. So, and then they're interrupted by one of their friends who's got some nice Wonder Woman boxers going on there. And he says, we got a problem here. We've got a priority contact full-on supervillain. And Brenda's like, wait a minute. Not only is she taken by the villain, but she's like, that's my house. And there we have Giganta. She's being fired upon by the security at La Dama's house. Peacemaker and Tim and the Beetle are just starting to arrive as well. And Giganta is looking for La Dama. And he finds her, grabs a hold of her, starts to fly off. And La Dama is like, she came to my home. This is war. And he's like, stop it. All you're doing is ticking her off. And she's hacked off to the full extreme. And Blue Beetle's like, you're seriously going to fight her? And she's like, I wouldn't have to if you did your job as a local superhero. So he's trying to watch her from getting stepped on. And Giganta is after La Dama. And she gets close a couple times to scooping her up. And they talk about how Giganta's a criminal. La Dama says she's a criminal. Like, she's a criminal? And Brenda's like, what? And she's like, wait a minute, that footage that you're looking at, that's not from news cameras. That's like from inside my house. When did you do this? How did you get inside my house? And she's freaking out a little bit. They're like, well, we're just trying to keep track of your aunt to make sure she wasn't a threat to the Beetle. We don't have time for this, And they're giving Blue Beetle the background on Giganta. She's Dr. Dora's Zool, and she's got super growth, accompanying super strength and limited invulnerability. And Blue Beetle's like, I got to get some air between us, some space between. And as he's flying La Dama out, he's able to essentially grab a hold of, she's able to grab a hold of Beetle for a second, which causes La Dama to fall, and Giganta catches her in her hand, and she's getting ready to squish her. And Blue Beetle's in there with all the strength that he can from stopping her. And he says, you're not going to turn my best friend's aunt into jelly. Not yet. And all of a sudden, Brenda's starting to realize that her aunt is the crime boss, and she didn't know this. And she's a little bit in shock watching what's going on. Beetle's still trying to defeat Giganta so she doesn't squeeze them to death. He takes a Blue Beetle zap of the ray, and he's able to blind her in the eyes a little bit so she can't see. La Dama starts to fall, but Blue Beetle catches her. And then La Dama's asking who Blue Beetle is talking to on the comms, and he says it's Brenda, and she realizes that is her niece. And now Brenda, back there in the lair, is like, how long have you known? And they're said 6 or 7 months. And they're like, how long did they know? How long have my friends been lying to me? They're like, well, it's not really like that. And she's like, my aunt is La Dama. My freaking aunt is the crime boss. She's a murderer. And it's a lie. All my friends, my aunt, my family, I thought my life was better now. I thought I finally got things right. And she starts to storm out. Then we cut back to Giganta, who's still after La Dama. Beetle's still trying to stop her. Talking to Peacemaker a little bit about some tactics and stuff. What are some ways that they could slow her down? They're like, well, a giant human, looks smart, can hit like a tank. She's got skin like armor. But she's magic, because that's what makes her giant. Giant humans are magic. So he says, Peacemaker says, you supersize a human with science, bones and tissue can't hold at that scale. They collapse into 10 tons of screaming broken bones and leaking fluids. And they're like, he's like, magic. Well, if it's magic, I've got a source. So Beetle starts to fly off as Giganta's in hot pursuit. Beetle contacts Chimp. What's Chimp's name again, Tony?
Detective Chimp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gets a hold of Detective Chimp, and he's like, how do I take care of someone who's kind of magic based? And Detective Chimp's like, well, gives him a couple ideas, but he's like, I'm kind of in the middle of something right now. He's like, but for Giganta, if you use your arm blasters on high, it's just going to feel like a match burn to her, or a sharp poke with a stick if you hit her at full speed. And so they're like, magic lens. He's asking for weaknesses, and they say magic lets in sensory information. Go for her eyes. He's like, well, I tried that. And he's like, go for the nervous system because she still has to breathe. And he's like, okay, he's got it. So he lets them go, and he starts to go after her nervous system. Blue Beetle's firing away. Giganta's close. She almost has Peacemaker, and Beetle goes in to target with the big punch. And then all of a sudden he realizes what he has to do. And instead of heading for her nervous system, he turns around and starts heading down to her knee. And he whaps her right above the knee, causing her to fall. And she's like, what's going on? I can't move my leg. And Peacemaker's like, pressure points, Doris. You know, there's 67 on the human body. So exactly what Jaime had just learned from Peacemaker in the training session, he was able to apply to Giganta to be able to take her down. Then he fires a few more blasts and stuff. It's obvious that she's not going to get Ladama. And finally, he's fully able to take Giganta out. And they said, you know, probably a good idea there for not going for the puke option, you know, when you're dealing with a giant. And then Ladama's like, how did Brenda find out about this? We had an agreement. We're both screwed now. You think she's going to forgive me for lying to her? And she's like, where is she? I need to explain what's going on. And then Peacemaker's like, explain what? You're a criminal. You kill people. And she's like, I'm not ashamed of what I did to survive. And considering you're a man who loved peace so much you'd kill for it, I'm not going to take a lecture from you. And Blue Beetle kind of gravitates to that line, love peace so much. And he's like, it was the time we all had catchphrases. So they're talking about Brenda's dad a little bit, which is the reason why that Brenda now lives with Ladama, because he died in a car crash. And they're kind of like, yeah, Brenda's not going to talk to either one of us right now. I don't know where she is. I imagine she is with someone. And then we cut over to Brenda. We see her that she's sitting on a park bench near the water. And the kids from the Beetle lair get back to her and say, look, Brenda, we know you're upset. And she's like, hey, you can't imagine what I'm going on. And they're like, you know, her main called, and it's like, what? Brenda's like, what? Y'all had a good laugh? And he's like, he said to give you everything that we know about your aunt. And she's like, everything? And they're like, yeah. He's like, are you going to open it? And she's like, are you going to, just how many people has she killed? And he says, less. And she goes, what do you mean less? What type of answer is less? Less in the last 5 years, she seriously downsized her legal activity. She's not a saint, but she's changed, or she's trying to. So what's so special about the last 5 years? And she's like, 5 years ago is when my mom got sick the first time, and I started staying with my aunt 5 years ago. And she starts to realize that since Brenda's been around with her, that her aunt's crime ways have reduced, and she's kind of trying to change herself and become a different person. And she's like, well, why did my friends lie to me about this? And they say they lied so they wouldn't lose you. Are you going to hate them for loving you that much, Brenda? And she sits there and thinks for a minute, and they're like, she needs to talk to someone that she truly trusts. So Hermé's mother shows up, and she's like, Brenda, you know, if you told me everything, I can't imagine how you feel. Do you want to come stay with us for a while? And Brenda just kind of soaks in her arms and cries. And she just says, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. And that's how my issue wraps up.
Very cool.
And you can see the next issue there is a tie-in for the Sinestro Corps War.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, Michael, what's up? Thanks for joining us, Michael. Appreciate that.
I gotta admit, Sinestro Corps War was one of my favorite storylines of DC Universe Online. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So thoughts about your stories, thoughts about these general typical 3 stories, thoughts about Blue Beetle character in general?
It depends. I like Blue Beetle overall. Like with most characters, there's hits and misses, but I think anything done by Keith Giffen is probably gonna end up being pretty good, Blue Beetle wise. Yeah, I know he does a lot with Blue Beetle. Even still to this day, he's mostly Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I thought they were fun stories. It was from a time back when they they still told fun stories, like there was still some meat to it.
Mm-hmm. And like with mine, it definitely fed off of previous issues, and obviously there's some stuff that's going to be talked about in future issues, but you can still enjoy the one issue if you don't have the other issues, and that's what I like.
Right, yeah.
Because it's good standalone, but it's also good as a bigger piece of the puzzle.
Yes.
So, I mean, just for the fun of it, I'll get 3.5 out of 5 for my score.
I would agree.
Book, so, how about you guys?
For mine, I'd say 2.5. I like the whole aspect that they think they understand the Scarab, but in reality, they have absolutely no clue.
Yeah. I think it's cool keeping it a mystery.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go with 3.5 as well.
I like that they use Giganta too, because she doesn't get used very much.
What I don't particularly care for, like with the art with yours and mine, it's going to sound really weird, but it's cartoony.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really care for that style. Not my favorite.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're going to get to the book show portion of ours and talk about what's going on with our channel. This time I'll just go first. So I did a random pull out of the Blue Beetle section of my long box. And my random pull, I have mostly Ted Cord Blue Beetle issues. And my random pull got me issue number 3 from, I think, volume 6. So there's the cover that I did. Nice little white cover there with Blue Beetle up against the Madman. And then I was also thinking about it, since I was still in that section of my long boxes, I also pulled out from the same volume issue number 12, which gets started the Teen Titans, because it's got a bunch of floating heads right there.
Nice.
So, and kind of a nice little action shot too. But 2 fun ones that I thought that I would pick. On my channel, I'll have a Blue Beetle themed back issue of the week dropping tomorrow. I will have a comic book editions video dropping on Tuesday, which includes an AOK from No Good Comics. This past week, I did a comic book editions video, which is up on my channel already, called What Did $20 Get Me? And you can see if I scored pretty good for $20 or not. And then my current back issue of the week short is actually in tribute to the wonderful actress Julie Newmar, who turned 90 years old a few days ago. And she was the very first person to play Catwoman. Yep. And that was in the Batman 66 show. And she inspired people like Michelle Pfeiffer when she played Catwoman. So, 90 years old and damn, you were a great Catwoman. You're still remembered as, all these years later, as such an awesome Catwoman. So I paid a little tribute to her with my back issue of the short.
Nice.
Who would like to go next and talk about their channel or their book show?
I'll go next. Sure. So book show, I tried to find something signed, but I don't really have any Blue Beetle that I've signed yet. But I am bringing some stuff to Comic-Con this year that is Blue Beetle related to get signed. So I'm very, very excited for that. But I did have this Blue Beetle book that
that's from the same volume I had.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah, this is number 1 then. This I found at a thrift store for a nickel.
Wow.
So I grabbed it and was like, heck yeah, like for a nickel, I'll take it. So and I looked at it, it's in perfect shape. So a nickel. Got it. In terms of what's coming on my channel, I had this really random unboxing from Ollie's Bargain Bin. Their 10-pack condom. Their 10-pack.
Wow.
Comics. Their 10-pack comics.
Tony's channel is taking a turn.
I'm very tired. They come out with these really cool 10-pack bundles, which is pretty cool, all DC. And they say on the thing right here, up to $50 in value. But I think the first pack that I bought, I think the value on that was like $6. I may have just gotten my money back on that one. I don't know. So I did. I bought 3 of them. I already filmed the other 2 unboxings, so you'll have to see what I got. So if you are an unboxing connoisseur, check that out. I also have plenty of shorts coming out this week. So lots of stuff. I just passed 700. One short got me from 698 to 703, so I'll take it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Congratulations on hitting that 700.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm coming for you, Foo.
You got a ways to go before you hit that 14,000.
We can't even combine our subs and catch up with it.
I know. We're not even 14,000 if we combine. I want to say hi to Bob real quick, too, who popped in.
Bobby.
You can jump in on the Catwoman debate anytime. So, and Foo, what's going on with your channel? What you got for a book show? You're going to see Blue Beetle in a tiny theater? Any of this stuff?
In an Ewok theater.
In an Ewok theater?
Yeah. I will probably wait till it comes out on streaming, to be honest. But yeah, on my channel, I've got another big surprise, another Superman video that I'll be filming. But I'm still waiting for something to arrive in the mail. It's going to all go towards a similar theme. But this one is going to be neat. I think I've said it before, but I'm doing it again. I think I'm going to be showing stuff that you guys have never seen before when it comes to the death of Superman. So I'm still going down that rabbit hole, having a lot of fun with that. But the other thing too is I've been spending a lot of time working on my website, and I did finally get it hosted this week. And it's very much in its beginning stages. There's no ability to upload your collection yet. That will be coming, although that takes, I got to be careful with that, letting people just upload stuff. So I've got to get the checks in place for that first, right?
It'll turn into a different type of website instantly.
Exactly. Well, there's people like Tony Fett out there, so you got to be careful,
Hey, man. Yeah, you're right.
Should we reveal Tony's other screen name?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
No.
Christy, cover your ears. It's Tony Fetish.
Yeah.
I gotta admit, that's not where I thought you were going, but I'll take it. I'll take that. I'll take it.
Now, Fu, in all seriousness, do you want to give out your website, or do you want to keep that under wraps now?
You know what?
Okay.
It's kind of a soft unveil right now. I've been mentioning on some videos, but yeah, it's www.collectyourway.com. Okay. Again, what I'm doing right now is I am loading up my Green Lantern collection. I'm taking all of my collection, my knowledge from the years, and I'm putting it all out there. You're seeing it probably grow by the hour if you actually pay attention. But yeah, I'm constantly adding new stuff throughout the weekend, and I'm kind of testing it out, seeing what works, what doesn't. And my thinking there is, if I can get this whole entire Green Lantern collection in there and prove it out, then I'll know that I've got something that other people can use too, because I will have tested out kind of the most difficult aspects, right? And but yeah, so it'll be a resource that others can go to, in this case, you could check out Green Lantern and see a list of everything, which I'll get to in a moment here with my book show. But then again, it's intended to be for you to go and create your own collection. And the thinking behind this is, I've been collecting for 30 years. I know you guys have as well. How many items do you have in your collection that just simply don't fit in some kind of catalog or database, right? But it's part of your collection. You care about it. And like for me, I've got action figures, I've got posters, I've got comic books, video games, Funko Pops, like all kinds of stuff. Socks, yes. People have sent me underwear.
Hogs.
Yeah. So how do you get that all into one collection? And so that's been something I've been struggling with for years. And I figured, well, I'll just go ahead and solve it for myself. And in doing so, I'll maybe solve it for others as well. So give me some time. It'll get there. Right now, it's kind of read only. But it will, once I prove it out, then I'll be opening it up. So having said that, I've been having a lot of fun going through, getting everything entered in, proving it out. And one of the things that's been really important to me is being able to catalog it in a complete way. So not necessarily going into all of the crazy things like, oh, this is the artist, this is the writer, and every little detail. other sites do that well. I don't need to recreate that. What I'm trying to really do is come up with a complete listing, and just so that you can simply say, I have this or I want it, right? Simple as that, right? Really fast and easy to use. And in going through and doing that, it's been really fun to see all the different variants of comic books, right? So I found there's Canadian variants, there's Pence variants, there's newsstand, direct, all kinds of different variants, right? And there are some very, very late newsstand variants. I know we've discussed them at times, but there's some that are so late. I think it would surprise people to know that they were still doing newsstands, and it can be very hard to find the scans online for many of them. And so here's a case where I actually had to take two that I have and scan them in for my purposes on the site, and I thought I'd share them. This is actually from the New 52. They were still doing newsstands back then. This is a Green Lantern #1, and if you look there, that is a newsstand.
Gosh, wow. What newsstands would carry them? Because I don't even remember seeing those. I don't remember seeing them outside of a specialty store, you know?
Here's a #2. I'm thinking that these must have come from like a Barnes & Noble or a Borders or something.
Okay, that makes sense.
But here's the thing. I thought these were super late in the game newsstands, right? Like I thought having these really kind of put me out there.
Yeah.
In going through and doing this research though, dude, there are some that are so much later. Do you know there are newsstands for Rebirth? Like,
really?
Not.
I couldn't believe it. There are newsstands for Rebirth.
Do you know what I honestly wonder? If some of that isn't airports.
Maybe. I don't know. But I mean, Rebirth was just a few years ago, right? I mean, yeah, that was just within the last, 5 years, I'd say. It's crazy to me that there was newsstands that late. So, but well, there you go. Barnes & Nobles during Rebirth. Okay. Crazy. So, anyway, I thought I would share that.
That's cool. Very awesome. And is there an address that people want to send their drawers to you? How it can reach you?
Does it have to be clean?
Yes and no. After the show, just direct DM me, and I will send you the address to send the underwear to.
Do you have a video you want to play tonight?
No, nobody has any videos.
Me?
They want to play tonight.
Yeah, I thought you had a new video you wanted to play tonight.
Oh, well, I sent it to you. I thought maybe you could use it as an intro. I mean, but you didn't play it tonight, so I didn't want to say anything and spoil it. I figured, you're probably using it for your normal edited videos. You're going to start using it as your intro?
Oh, okay. Uh-oh, what do we got going on here? Do you want to play it tonight or not?
Sure. I mean,
we don't have to. We can skip it.
I don't know that I.
Thanks for coming, everybody.
I'm surprised he's saying that.
I didn't have it queued up, honestly. I mean, but I can pull it up here. Yeah, hold on.
Okay. This is just going to show what a good sport I am. It will also look better in court in the future.
All right. How do
I'm not interested.
That's funny that you keep saying that. I got a feeling you're going to be very interested.
Okay, all right. I'll have an open mind. You're right.
All right, give me a second. I was unprepared. I did not have the video.
It's okay. I know I put you on the spot. We didn't talk a whole lot about this before we went on tonight.
To be honest, I'm stunned that you. I'm
a good sport.
How much you like it?
I'm a good sport. I'm a good sport.
I didn't realize it meant so much to you. Now I feel bad I didn't make one for Tony, you know?
Oh, well, we can find a video to play
for
him.
No, we're okay. I don't need to be included. I'm very humbled that you thought of me, but it's okay.
All right. Give me 1 second. I'm almost there. Okay. How do we do this now? Okay. Present a video file. Oh, here we go.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this is pretty much the world debut, correct?
Sure.
Because I mean, we've seen it, but
I didn't know this was going to happen.
This is the first time the world has seen this, correct?
Okay. International debut.
Let's play it.
you shot, seconds on the clock. Anything to get that W, you are always running and going. And then music, no, guess I'm the go. Yeah, bringing all the fame, striker with the flame.
I think you look great.
Wow, the stuff of nightmares.
My hair is on point.
Your hair is like
Constantly.
a commercial.
It's on point.
Commercial.
It is. Now, I don't want to see no YouTube putting some music copyright strike on me over that. So,
yeah, I don't know.
They probably will.
Yeah, they probably will.
You might have a fan.
The reviews are in.
See, the hair, you're right. The hair is just...
The hair's on point.
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
But then you get... I could still see your beard, and that throws me off.
Hey.
I grew it myself.
I totally believe you. All natural. I get it.
Yep. And by all means, honestly, Lasso, I don't need any royalties. Feel free. Use that however you want, in all of your videos if you want.
That, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is Exhibit B.
Oh, man. Well, at least I didn't make a video.
Give me a couple of minutes. There's time.
No, I mean, like, I didn't make the video. You know what I mean? Like, that's good.
Yeah.
Good. So he's mad at us for Wonder Woman reasons, and you just keep piling it on, man.
Well, if I'm going to get mad, I might as well get mad about everything at once.
That's true. That's true. I tell you what, I'll give you $10 off your next Wonder Woman purchase, but you got to come and collect the coupon. I can't mail it.
What about PayPal?
Sorry, it's a physical coupon.
Oh man!
And it ends tomorrow. So if you left 3 hours ago, you might make it.
If I travel via IJ, I could make it.
Tell you what, give me like a half hour's notice before you get there, Lasso. Mm-hmm. I'll send a pizza to Tony's house.
And a video.
Pizza and a video.
Mm-hmm.
A new segment on the Fanboys. Stay tuned. Pizza and a video.
Mm-hmm. Next week, Fanboys Live in the Retro Review is going to be on that guy's show, on that guy's channel. Right there.
All right. Sounds good.
So, and by the way, if you're not subscribed to everyone, even the hot dog that wouldn't show up tonight, you can find links to everyone's channel in the description for this video. And please sub up everyone that's been within the chats as well, because there's some great people and some great friends in this awesome community. So please do that. It certainly is appreciated. Until then, the greatest DC comic show on YouTube has proven its worth once again. And we hope you have a fantastic week, and we will catch you next weekend.